Good morning and welcome to Unity of Bon Air. So if you have a cell phone with you, now would be a good time to put that on silence. And while you're doing that, I'll set up this song. My husband grew up in a very small town called Miller's Tavern. The biggest town next to Miller's Tavern is called Tappahannock. And so it's quite small. And one of the things that was a tradition, I guess it was the weekend after Thanksgiving, was something that they called homecoming. And homecoming to me was really just an excuse for every woman to make her favorite casserole and for us to just gorge on, delicious Southern hospitality. But as I was choosing the music this week and contemplating the theme that our guest speaker will be talking about, this song, Homeward Bound, came to me, so I'm going to share that for you right now. In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, and the sky is clear and red, if you find it's me you're missing, if you're hoping I'll return to your thoughts, I'll soon be listening. In the road I'll stop and turn, then the wind will set me racing as my journey nears its end, and the path I'll be tracing when I'm homeward bound again. Bind me not to the past, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, I'll be homeward bound again. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Welcome home. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air. And let us stand together and affirm what we know to be true. God is good, and all is well. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am
happy Sunday after Thanksgiving. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and it is my joy to be the minister here and serve in this community alongside each one of you. Whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, either in person or online, we are grateful for your presence and participation as we share this special time together. We have come together as part of love's divine purpose that calls each of us forth to celebrate the connection we all share with the Holy Presence within and all around us that we call God. In this spirit of community, we unfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and all people everywhere. We especially welcome any of you who are here for the first time. If you're in the room, please raise your hand and we will give you a welcome packet and invite you to join us for fellowship coffee following the service. And if you are online, please be sure to go to our website, unitybonair.org, to find out what wonderful activities are happening here at Bon Air. Okay, so we have our opening joke. And this is the story of a priest, a rabbi, and a minister. And they decided to see if they could run some kind of test to see who was doing their job the best. And so they decided to see who could convert a bear. So the first one goes so they all three go into the woods. And then they come back to give their reports. So the priest says, I read the catechism to him. He was kind of mesmerized by it. So he let me baptize him in. And next Sunday is his first communion. And the minister says, I went in the woods. He was near the water. So I talked to him. And I gave him a baptism, and all went well. And the rabbi was laying there on a gurney in a full body cast. And the rabbi goes, I think I should not have started with circumcision. Okay, well, let's take a couple nice deep breaths and move into our prayer time. So as we breathe in, we can say to ourselves, I breathe in love, I breathe out peace. We let our shoulders drop. We take our focus away from our monkey mind and put it down in our heart center. Just becoming aware of the presence of the One. We relax into that. We relax into knowing that there is no separation between us and the divine. That the divine is expressing in and through and as us. And as we gather this day, we begin with grateful hearts for the hostage exchanges that have been going on in the Middle East, for the momentary ceasefire, for the opportunity for love and connection to have its way. And we hold in light and love all those who are in war-torn areas. We just send them our love and see them enfolded in the light of Christ. And since most of us are probably fresh out of meal times or gatherings with loved ones, we just allow ourselves to picture these loved ones in our minds and see the Christ light filling each one of them. And we give thanks. And we hold all those whose names are in our prayer box. We hold those in our community who are dealing with health issues. We continue to hold Manny and Dottie. We hold Star. We hold Jody. We hold Cheryl Phillips. We just see each one of them knowing that the strength of Christ is bigger than any circumstance they are facing. Knowing because they are the beloved one, that those who are coming to tend to them are coming with hearts of love, desires to serve, that every cell in their body responds to the power of this love. And we increase our reach beyond just this family, this community, out into Richmond, into our state, into the United States, and around the world. We are one human family, each one of us struggling to find the way to express this humanity and divinity together. So we bless our world, we bless our children. We bless those who are not sure where their next meal are coming from. We bless those who are dealing with mental illness issues. We bless those who are just simply worn out from being a caretaker. And we know that within each person is this unlimited well of grace, of love, of strength. Finally, we hold all our children of the world in our hearts in this light and in this love. And we see them growing up to be the person that they were created to be, full of self-expression, full of joy, full of purpose. And as we close, we take a moment to let gratitude arise within us, to have our hearts so full of appreciation that it just pours out of every cell of our body because we are so blessed. And we just silently name 3 things for which we are deeply grateful. And we close with our usual prayer of saying, I am grateful 3 times together. Please join with me. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And I want to share one more announcement. If you get the e-news, you have seen this, and we've shared in announcements that our dear Bev Tinsley's Celebration of Life service will be next Sunday at 3 in the afternoon here. And we're doing a little bit of a new thing in terms of the reception after celebration services. We're inviting our whole congregation to take part in bringing food and goodies. And Janet Loving Pitts is orchestrating all this. So if you would like to help, please give her a shout out, and she can either tell you something we're looking to provide or take down what you would like to bring. And then let's go to our statement of truth. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in our life, God, the omnipotent good. Now our music team takes us to the Lord's Prayer.
Would you like to stand? Our Father,
Thy will be done.
it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Please remain standing. We're going to sing another song now. This one was written by my friend Richard McDeechy. It's a great unity sing-along song. It's called Love, Serve, and Remember. This is who we are, and we feel the love whenever we're together. This is why we're here, to serve the world and one another. We're being called to find a higher way, and to remember why we're here today. To love, serve, and remember. Love, serve, and remember who we are. This is where we grow, and we find the truth that always sets us free. And this is where we play and enjoy like-minded company. A place where we can share our joy and pain. A place where everybody knows your name. As we love, serve, and remember. Love, serve, and remember who we are. A place where we can share our joy and pain. A place where everybody knows your name. Love, serve, and remember. Love, serve, and remember who we are.
Good morning, Unity. I'm Reverend Lisa Marks. I am a member of the board, and I am a prayer chaplain here at Unity. And I'm going to share transformational opportunities with you first this morning. Thank you to everyone who has already donated for Chesterfield County Food Bank. We will continue to collect food through December 14th. There are shopping lists on the tables outside the sanctuary and near the donation box in the hallway. Please remember, no glass. Also, if you'd like to make a monetary donation, please go directly to the food bank's website to make your contribution. Thank you. Next Wednesday, our noon meditation will focus on peace. We will have Yamaja, a violinist and a pianist, to take us deep into meditation. We invite you to join us, and there's potluck after meditation too. Saturday, December 2nd, is Sacred Service Saturday. Say that fast 3 times. Sacred Service Saturday. We'll clean up the gardens and decorate inside. Lunch will be provided. Please see Susan Green or Joanne Eisenman if you have any questions. On Sunday, December 3rd, we'll be celebrating our beloved Bev Tinsley, and that announcement was already made. Our grand illumination is almost here. It's Thursday, December 7th, 6:30 p.m. The Montessori children will be singing with our music team, and hot chocolate and treats will be provided. Come join us for a beautiful lighting experience and a great time of song celebration. And if you were here last year, the kids are so cute when they get up to sing for us. On Saturday, December 9th, we're scheduled to work on a Habitat for Humanity home with Unity of Richmond. Be sure to check your e-news for the sign-up link. And one thing I read in the notes but don't see here is that chair yoga is not going to be Wednesday, it's going to be Tuesday at 3:15. So don't miss that. Maybe if you can't come at other times, 3:15 will be a good time for you. You can keep up with all of the great opportunities by checking the back of your bulletins, e-news, our website, and follow us on Facebook. And I would like to introduce our speaker for today, Andrew Horne. Andrew is an ordained minister in good standing with the International Metaphysical Ministries, a New Thought movement founded in 1963 by Dr. Paul Leon Masters. His personal ministry centers veterans suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder and drug addiction. Andrew serves as managing director of Personal Dynamics Institute, a personal and professional training organization, and senior coach facilitator with Compass Coaching Solutions. He is currently concluding his doctoral dissertation in metaphysical science with the University of Sedona. Andrew is an active member here at Unity of Bon Air and was a founding member of Unity of Roanoke Valley, one of the first Unity churches in Virginia. He has one son and a grandson living in Roanoke, Virginia. So let's give Andrew a welcome. Today's reading word of the day is grace. I trust grace is my constant blessing. As an expression of God, I need not ever worry about earning God's approval or favor. Grace is my assurance that I am one with God and heir to all God is. I know oneness during times of deep spiritual communion, understanding I am fully human and fully divine. Through this awareness, my experience of grace deepens. I understand grace as more than a gift from God and begin to see it as an aspect of my divine inheritance. Grace is not a blessing I need hope for. It is the blessing I can count upon. It is trusting I will have what I need when I need it, that my support will come to me even from the most unlikely channels. Grace is knowing that God is with me and within me throughout my life. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing, it is the gift of God. Ephesians 2:8. So our affirmation today is, I trust grace is my constant blessing. We're going to say that together twice. I trust grace is my constant blessing. I trust grace is my constant blessing. And so it is. And back to the music. Okay. It's not on anything here, so.
Thank you, Lisa.
Good morning, Unity family. Just wanted to update as far as for the grocery shopping. We're going to be meeting at the Walmart right off Midlothian, next to the Sam's Club, across the street from the Sam's Club. And that's going to be right after service, between 12:15 is when we're going to meet there. Anyone that's going to be in the kitchen that's going to join us, they can just come and just meet us right there at the Walmart. And on Tuesday, I want to make sure all the everybody that's going to help me deliver, meet me here at Tuesday at 9 a.m. And we're going to load up everything, take it right there to the destination, and then all the little kiddies will have everything they need. So thank you, blessing, and I wanted to thank each and every, I just want to thank each and every one that helped make this a very successful Christmas Mother for this year. So thank you. All right, have a blessed week.
this horizon. Let the sun's light warm my face. Once again, the times are changing. Once again, I lost my way. Well, the words of ancient poets fall like dust upon my shoes. Grief has robbed me of my vision, turned my heart from higher truths. So take my hand and lift me higher. Be my love and my desire. Hold me safe and all around. Take my heart to higher ground. I have walked too long in darkness. I have walked too long alone, blindly clutching fits of diamonds that I found were only stones. I would trade the world of ages for a warmer hand to hold. The path of light is narrow, but it leads to streets of gold. So take my hand and lift me higher. Be my love and my desire. Hold me safe and all around. Take my heart to higher ground. In this world we move through shadows, never sure of what we see, while the truth abides between us. Come and share that truth with me. So take my hand and lift me higher. Be my love and my desire. Hold me safe and all around. Take my heart to higher, higher ground. Ooh, higher ground.
Good morning, my friends. You came out. When I left my home, it was starting to drizzle rain. I'm thinking, there's nobody going to be here. This is a great group, so good to see you. I want to acknowledge a couple of things. I want to acknowledge Deb Thompson. There's so much that goes into putting this service together every Sunday. She's actually done 2 services this week. And there's so many details that have to be looked into. And I tell you, Deb's thumbprint is all over it. Every week. She's just terrific. And thank you for putting up with me. And so let's give Deb a real... And thank you, Dan, of course. We couldn't do it without these guys, huh? And also want to acknowledge another audience, our YouTube live stream audience that's out there, that's either watching live or will watch it later. And so let's acknowledge them. We appreciate them too, don't we? Yes, yes we do. Yes we do. I'm happy to be here again. This is my third time speaking. And Lisa, I think Lisa might have had to leave. I wanted to acknowledge her. Oh, there she is. I wanted to acknowledge Lisa. Yeah. First time I spoke in October the 8th it was, you were here. You were the platform speaker. Yeah. Thank you so much. In my previous message, I spoke about the power of second force and how these forces come out to defeat us and how cunningly it seeks to keep us bound to the physical human condition. How it causes us to question ourselves, seeks to delude us in every way possible, seeks to keep us in a problem-creating mentality by capturing our emotions. Especially when we begin to wake up to new awareness, to our spiritual identity. When we study new thought, metaphysical thought, we run across terms like the small self versus the large universal self, the omnipotent oneness, the little mind, the ego mind, which is what I call second force. An important thing to realize here is that universal mind and personal mind are not two different minds. The ego mind, they're just two minds thinking differently, doing different things. Just two ways of using the same mind. It's really important to get that. Some spiritual teachers tell us that the key to spiritual development is to destroy the ego, to annihilate the ego. But that's very short-sighted, for it is here for a purpose. It serves as like a ballast on a ship, keep us moving in the right direction. And when we recognize it for what it is, we can harness it and make it our servant instead of the other way around. And so in our purely human condition, as individualized expressions of the one universal infinite mind of God, we get caught up in the habit of second force, presenting us with data, with experiences from the past or the imagined future, as being more real than now, than in the present. This activity steals precious time and energy away from the livingness and prospering and the unlimited and fresh potential of each present moment. Now, I'm not suggesting here that we put our past memories away, we put them to sleep. Memories are good. They are healthy. But we don't want memories of past experiences controlling our feeling and thinking in the present. It's like driving down the road looking through the rearview mirror. And so this is where we have to be mindful and vigilant. You may recall some time back, Reverend Bunch came to speak with us about spiritual bypassing. Anybody remember that? This is a way of hiding behind spirituality or spiritual practices, avoiding feelings of anger or other negative thoughts and feelings. believing that past traumatic events must serve as a learning experience, or that there is a silver lining behind every negative experience, pretending that things are fine when they are clearly not. And I won't go into this any further in this talk, but I do encourage you to look into it, this concept of spiritual bypassing. It's very important. It's like one of the things that disable our spiritual guidance system. You can already see this concept impacting contemporary psychology. And I do believe in time that this concept will totally transform the field of psychology as we know it today. This is second force, seeking to maintain control and domination. And this is where we activate our spiritual guidance system, the gift of intuition, beginning to think in a new way, rising to a higher vibration of thought. Because it is in the level of our thinking, it's in changing the level of our thinking, of our consciousness, that our experience in the world changes for the better. I had the good fortune of growing up on a dairy farm. I played on the church softball team. Our coach, and I'd like to invoke his name, Herman Crawford, was also our Sunday school teacher. A really great man to all of us. And so he and his son would come around in the pickup truck and pick us farm boys up and take us into town to the softball fields once a week. And from time to time, he'd come around and pick us up and take us to their farm. Now, you got to imagine this. They had these huge barrels on the farm. I think maybe they stored grain in. They were like 6 feet tall and like 20 foot wide. Long, 20 foot long. And so we would get in this barrel and run to keep up with the rotations. We're running to keep up with the rotations of the barrel as it's moving, right? Laughing and giggling, falling all over each other. And once when I was doing this, I got motion sickness and had to step out of the barrel, sit down on a bale of hay, and watch my friends having fun. I noticed that the barrel had no engine. It had no mechanics to make it rotate. So what was it that was making it rotate? What was turning it? And in that moment, I realized that my friends stepping on the barrel is what made it rotate. When you are in the barrel, you think that you're catching up with the barrel spinning. In actual fact, every step you take is making the barrel go faster. This is our relationship with life, isn't it? When we get sped up and our thoughts start racing, we think we're catching up with life, when what we are actually doing is making life appear to go faster. This is the outside-in approach to life. We're all familiar with common mental illnesses like depression and anxiety, but we are less familiar with the overactive mind as a form of mental illness. In fact, some folks pride themselves on having how fast their minds work. Then there are folks who see mental overwhelm as a necessary part of life, or reality in this day and age. We often believe that an overly active mind is a natural response to a highly active life. In reality, we can have a very busy life while still enjoying a quiet mind. A busy, overactive mind may well be the most unrecognized cause of stress. Our thoughts are often literally consumed with worthless information that doesn't take form, information that goes nowhere, that does not move inside of our consciousness and really has no great value. And much of this information we're very proud of. And we go out and we share it with folks who don't want to hear it because they're turned on to their own worthless information. So how would you like to repent? And if there was ever a word that made me cringe, it's that word, repent. Ugh. And I'm not talking about thinking about, worrying about things in the past, falling down on your knees in guilt, feeling like a second-class citizen of the universe. That's not what repent means. It comes from the word metanoia. It's a Greek word, metanoia. And there really is no way that the word metanoia can be translated into one word or even one sentence. Not even one paragraph. Metanoia means to think in a new way. But it means to think above your thinking. Metanoia implies that there's a thinking beyond your thinking. It means to get outside the level of the thinking that you are in now. David Schumacher teaches us in Keys of the Kingdom that we human beings create our experiences by the activity of our thinking. That everything in the manifest realm, physical form, has its origin in thought. He calls it the law of mind action. And with it, we create our own experiences, our own reality, our own world. Proverbs 23:7, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So in my own experience, I have been a seeker, a student of new thought, transcendental thought, most of my life. But my focus was always on the impersonal, universal mind of God, from which thought originates and is constant and unchangeable. But how does thought show up in our personal lives? As I began to delve deeper into my dissertation work, insights began to break through for me, and a deeper understanding began to emerge. The first insight I had was, you ready for this? That we think. That we think. This was different. This was personal. The ego mind, second force, thinking, and it is in a perpetual state of change. I saw that we are literally swimming in an ocean of our thinking. And we don't realize it, much like fish in water, all around them. And then one day, the fish escapes the environment. And a realization occurs. Now, Deb, the reason I like this graphic is because of the looks on their faces. When this guy jumped out of the water, he's going, who knew? Who knew? I love that. Thank you, Deb. I saw that we are so living in the world of thought that we can't see that we think. We can't see our thinking. A realization came that deepened my understanding of how life works and where our experiences come from. And using the old-fashioned movie projector as a metaphor, the power source, the cord, represents the mind, universal mind. The reels on top of the projector represent thought. The projector lamp represents consciousness. Mind, thought, and consciousness. So we have a thought. Consciousness animates our senses and brings it alive and creates our reality, creates our experience, what appears to be real. In this human condition, our moment-to-moment thinking is filtered through second force, or the ego mind. Our conditioned beliefs are recycling through our thoughts like a merry-go-round. We have this thinking going on all the time in our head. Another insight informed me that the illusion of the outside world, events occurring in the world, are not what I'm seeing, but rather my thinking about what I'm seeing and experiencing. There's a distinction there. It's very important. All the things occurring outside of myself. Further, I came to see that my thinking creates my feelings. Every thought comes with a feeling. Thus, we come to live in the feeling of our thinking. And then we're on this merry-go-round. We are continuously thinking our feelings and feeling our thinking. Round and around and around we go. And then when we take the thought in and give it meaning, we create a story, the feeling becomes an emotion. And that there is nothing in our thinking that isn't in our experience, and there's nothing in our experience that isn't in our thinking. I want to repeat that. That there is nothing in our thinking that isn't in our experience, and there is nothing in our experience that isn't in our thinking. Now, as my time here is limited, I can't begin to delve deeper into this realization that I was gifted with. However, I am going to make a very bold statement and say that it is not that thought is an important thing, but in a way, thought is the only thing. And I know some of this might be a little bit hard to digest. And so it is with our spiritual guidance system, our intuitive mind, that can align and synchronize with universal mind to bring harmony into our lives. I'm going to stop here for a moment. I'm going to bring my prop. I have a prop here. Is that good? So I hope nobody has anything to do this afternoon. I'm going to read to you throughout the day. Not really. But I want to read a couple of passages from a couple of our legends in our movement who say this much, much better than I could ever say it. The first one is from Practical Metaphysics by Eric Butterworth. And I think this book is in the bookstore. You can say no to negative thoughts. It's as simple as watching television and deciding that you don't like a program. Do you just sit and watch? This is like the classic comment from a letter to the editor. A woman said, "I think it is terrible, this awful fare on television that me and my family have to sit and watch every night." The editor responded in a little cryptic note, "What about the off switch?" That's the thing we overlook. You can just say no. The thought patterns are in your mind, and you are in control. The fact that you have a negative thought doesn't mean that you're a bad person. But are you to let all that negative thought take possession over you, or are you not going to identify with it? You have the capacity to say no, to turn it off. When there's a symptom that indicates you're moving into the clutches of illness or financial depression, say no to it. Turn to another channel. Get yourself to a different wavelength. When we understand how the mind works, we begin to realize the capacity to turn from one level of thinking to another. It's your mind, and you can think what you want to think. You don't have to follow along the old habit patterns, the old habit tracks of negative thinking. You can think in another way. As the Christ said, "Get behind me, Satan. I refuse to go along with this anymore. I am a spiritual being, and I know that my life is constantly in the flow of spirit. I give thanks for the renewing process that takes place within me right now." You can reverse thought habits at any moment by simply refusing to identify with them. Stand aloof from your difficulty, from your thoughts, or your average thoughts that you have about them. And just say no. I refuse. I let it go. It's like the little girl who was riding her bicycle around the neighborhood. She sat in front of a family friend's house after she fell and skinned her knee. She obviously hurt herself pretty bad. So she's sitting on the curb, and she's rubbing her knee stoically. It's obvious that she's hurt. A man comes up, and he was concerned. He said, "Oh, darling, are you okay?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm all right." "Doesn't it hurt?" he asked. "Yeah, it hurts." "Why don't you cry?" he asked. She replied, "I just say to myself, stop that, and make myself mind me." Now, this is a young girl who is already beginning to realize she has power over her thinking. That she can control, that she can have the kinds of thoughts she wants to manifest in her life. Not that crying would have been a bad thing, but she decides. And one more short piece I just love this book. I found it at Unity of Roanoke Valley back in May when I visited there. It's called The Essential Charles Fillmore. I don't know if you've seen this book or not, but it's one to take on if you don't have anything to do in the deep winter time. Just great. Collective Writings of a Missouri Mystic, it's called. And I quote, "When mankind comes to understand the laws of mind, he has solved the mysteries of the universe. This is the realm of the Christ consciousness as the origin and causing power of all that appears. It recognizes no cause outside of mind, and consequently does not waste any time in examining or discussing effects as seen in the material universe and the physical world. All so-called sin, sickness, trouble, war, disease, and death originate in the mind and can be healed only by regulating this point of departure. Every thought registers itself with unerring accuracy in the body. You are a walking picture, flashed by the camera of your mind into visible manifestation." Isn't that powerful? Okay, I'm done with this. Thank you, Charles and Eric. Realizing our spiritual nature brings a knowing that we already have what we need to wake up out of the illusion of second force, bound thinking, and the temporary unhappiness that it can bring. There is no truth in our seeming troubles. There is no reality in lack. There is no power in time or conditions to make us old or tired or sick. We already have within us a space of awareness that is free of the influence of limited, conditioned thinking. Coming home allows us to celebrate being human. The human part of being human is that we have all kinds of thoughts and feelings, and they come and go. That's always going to be true. Always. In our human condition, it's like having all kinds of internal weather. Sometimes the sun shines, and sometimes it rains. This is always going to be true. But often, you, like all of us, forget that we are part of something much greater, that we are at one with the infinite mind, the infinite intelligence behind all of life. This intelligence doesn't care that you have different kinds of weather, just like the sky doesn't care if it rains or snows. Weather is just what happens in the sky. Coming home is resting in a space that embraces all experiences. It is seeing the truth that every single thought you have is really neutral and doesn't mean anything unless you bring it in and give it significance, give it a story, create a meaning. It's like looking at the weather and not judging it. It's not like the sun is good or it shouldn't rain. All kinds of weather are going to be present. And the more we can see the impersonal truth of this in terms of our thought content coming from our thinking in the moment, produced by second force, the ego mind, the more at ease, the more calm, the more peace you will be having. Different kinds of weather. It's just part of human life. When we are resting in the space of pure being, we attach less meaning to the comings and goings of the weather in your system. Being home is knowing that you are one with something far greater. And it is having faith that the blue sky is always behind the clouds. The sun and innate wisdom are always there, ready to shine through as soon as your clouds dissolve. Realization is a natural function of the mind. You have had countless realizations and insights over the years. A simple metaphor of this is a look at the FedEx logo. Here we go, Deb. There we go. Anybody ever seen that before? Maybe blocking the street when you're in a hurry to get home. There are two images hiding in plain sight, contained within this logo. A white spoon. You see the white spoon? Poetically concealed in the letter E in the word fed. And a white arrow hidden between the E and the X in the word X. You see it now. And we have another one I think you probably all, maybe most of you have seen before. There it is, right there. What do you see, anybody? Young lady? Anything else about that? An old lady. Anybody see the old lady? Now that Patty pointed it out, we see the old lady. See the young lady and the old lady. The mechanism that takes us from looking to seeing is realization. A hit of fresh perspective that arrives from beyond your existing model of reality. And once you see them, you will never be able to unsee them ever again. Going forward, you're going to be reminded of your innate capacity for realization. Seeing rather than looking. My friends, the intensity of the coming year is likely to be unlike any previous year in our lives. Wars will continue. The political landscape will be like a roller coaster, not that it already is. Climate change will continue to occur in massive ways. Violence is on the increase in ways we never dreamed. However, in our spiritual awareness, when seemingly unsettling events occur, we can point to where our experience is coming from, our thinking in the moment about those things. This is helpful. This is empowering, for we can change the trajectory of our thinking at any moment. and shift our mindset with our spiritual guidance system to third force, the fourth dimension, the great reality, God the good, omnipotent. In John 16:30, the Christ reminds us quite boldly that in the world, the human condition, there will be troubles, there will be tribulations, but we are not merely to endure it, but to be of good cheer. For this person has overcome the world. I am now available to more good than I have ever experienced, realized, manifested, or imagined before in my life. Together, I am now available to more good than I have ever experienced, realized, manifested, or imagined before in my life. God bless you. So it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now, we turn it back over to our angels of song for music to prepare for our meditation.
Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to what you are. Return to who you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. I'm going to ask you now if you can sit in the chairs. On the floor. Drop your hands in your lap. Drop your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Feel comfortable as we synchronize our breathing. So let's take a deep breath, and slowly releasing it. Let's take another deep breath.
Slowly release as we breathe in and out divine love. Breathe in. Breathe out. And we turn inward now to the very center and nucleus of our mind. That Christ mind consciousness, point of contact, where our soul is in a state of eternal oneness with the mind and spirit of God. Let's take another deep breath now. Breathe that in. Here in the light of higher consciousness within ourselves, we now close our eyes and senses to the exterior world, that we may enter into the inner world of mind, soul, and spirit within ourselves. And as we do, we close off our outer sense perception to our inner sense perception. To begin to sense, to begin to feel a higher reality, the presence of God that exists within me and infinitely beyond me. Reversing our senses inward, allow the body temple now to relax. Take another deep breath, releasing and giving the body permission to let go. You might even surrender to the chair. It will be here. Just let it go. Scan your body from head to toe, slowly. And notice if there are any tensions and where they might be. You can let these go. Is there something that you are now willing to let go? And just let the awareness of what that is emerge. Now, just feel the feeling of letting go. Just feel the feeling of letting go. And breathe that in. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let that feeling be amplified again. Feel what it feels like to just letting it go. Now just let it go. Just let it go now. Now let's hold an intention to allow life's energy and love to release through you. Now with that intention, breathe and let it go. Heal yourself. Let it go. I let go. And I let God. I let go. And let peace have its way with me. I let go. And let abundance wash through me. I let go. And I let the best of who I am shine through me. I am letting go. And I am allowing Spirit to guide and direct me in all of my affairs. Feel that. Yield to that. Be willing to let that go. Just allow yourself to feel the feeling of thanksgiving and gratitude. For all that is flowing through your life now, based on your willingness to let go. In this moment, we are individualized expressions of the infinite universe, alive and aware of its own existence. It is in the stillness we enter the sacred silence of God's presence and know the blessings of infinite presence, peace, love, serenity, tranquility. Allowing the gift of feeling and gratitude of these blessings to wash over me, that we now rest gently and lovingly for a few moments of communion or reunion, resting simply as universal awareness itself. And now, as we re-enter the world of our outer senses, let's take another deep breath and feel the chair beneath you, feeling your feet on the floor. We do so in the awareness of the presence of God's healing love flowing through me now. This presence of God within me is my peace. From the center of my being, divine love flows into my life and circumstances, prospering, guiding, and harmonizing any and all concerns and worries for now. We make this so, and so it is. You open your eyes now, feeling renewed and refreshed, eyes wide open, wide awake. I behold the Christ in you as we behold the Christ in one another.
Thank you, Reverend. So I'm going to invite you at this point, if you have a physical offering, to hold it in your hands as we say our blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. And more music.
One, two, three. Running around fixing this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out the way. Get out the way. I said get out the way and let God do His thing. Yeah. You look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath, cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. I said get out the way. Get out the way. I said get out the way and let God do its thing. Do its thing. The sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working in its finest form. Don't plant a seed, then dig it up to see if it's wrong. Get out the way. I said get out the way, yeah. I said get out the way and let God do its thing. Do its thing. Oh, get out the way. Get out the way. I said get out the way and let God do its thing.
There's nothing there. So we're just going to bless these gifts. We breathe in. We say, thank you, Spirit, for this opportunity for us to reach out into the world and make a difference with love. We close with our grateful statement. I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. So it is. Let's see. I think I'm just out of battery.
It's like the kids are.
Hello, Unity. How are we doing today? Good, good. We've had a very excited class today. There's been a lot of energy. And really, our main focus today was just self-expression and keeping it safe. And then if you have a child on the stage, please come and collect them after the song, okay? And thank you to Megan for helping us out with the smaller one. It's been a fun time.
So let's give our blessing. Children and teachers, we love you.
We bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things.
And let's stand for our prayer for protection. Oh, chaplains, I didn't acknowledge our chaplains. So chaplains, raise your hands up since everybody's. So these wonderful people are here to pray with you, to hold your highest and best and celebrate you. So please see one of them at the end of service. And I want to thank all of those who made our service possible. Andrew did a lot of acknowledging, but we thank our greeters, our bookstore, our fellowship hall people. We thank Lisa and Andrew, our music team, and our team in the back for making it wonderful today. So let's say, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. Please join with me in our prayer. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
With me, let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family honor be. Let us walk with each other in